Hello, everyone, and today I'm going to be talking about the flash flooding risk across the Ohio Valley. A little update on that, and then also updating on the isolated severe risk we have today and tomorrow. And this is today's outlook, the most updated outlook, and we have a nice little moderate risk down here across northeastern Texas through southern Missouri. Um, Texarkana, Little Rock, Jonesboro, um, farther north, Russellville, Arkansas, all can see some potentially significant tornadoes once again in this region. And this is also bordered by this enhanced risk that goes up through Evansville, pretty close to Louisville. This is going to be more wind driven up north here, which show you guys now. Here's our tornado risk. Significant tornadoes possible. Some could be long tracked, especially further south through here. I think northeastern Texas through central Arkansas, um, but also up here towards the southern Missouri, um, northeastern Arkansas. Um, Later this evening, especially, they could also be seeing potential for significant tornadoes. Um, but I like, the odds. I think, of course, if you're in this 10% hash or even in the 5%, you have got to be weather aware today. This is a potential significant day, especially in the 15%. I do think the best chance for significant tornadoes will be across northeastern Texas up through central Arkansas, and this is because this warm. We have a warm front slowly moving north, and it's going to be bringing some nice 2,500 joules per kilogram Cape values up through central in western Arkansas. And then I think this region through here will also have the most kinematic forcing available as this sort of those 500 millibar winds sort of move eastward, uh, which I will show here shortly. Actually, I will go ahead and just kind of show that now. Um, There's our 500 millibar winds here in the next few hours as our convection sort of um, begins to move eastward here. We can see those higher winds sort of creep eastwards with the convection here, and I think this area through here will have a slightly more kinematic supported lift forcing upwards compared to maybe up through here in northeastern Arkansas. Here's our surface observations here, and we can see our winds from the south, um, Mississippi, southern Arkansas, Texas. But we can see our winds from the north here, and then also from the northeast and northeastern Arkansas. So our warm front will be somewhere in central Arkansas already, and we can see low 80s to mid 70s already across the southern Arkansas and south central Arkansas. Dew points also in the lower 70s. So that warm front is moving up northward very slowly. Um, this will continue to move northward. How north it will go, we don't really know, but um, I do think in this area right where my cursor is, we'll see a potential for significant tornadoes. But of course, that risk continues to northeast Arkansas, southern Missouri. You've got to be on the lookout because uh, later this evening, as that convection line moves eastward, um, conditions over there are still favorable for significant tornadoes. So this is our rainfall forecast, excessive rainfall forecast, and we can see a high risk. The highest risk they can issue is across far eastern Oklahoma, all the way up through southeastern Missouri here. And that moderate risk kind of sneaks its way through central Kentucky, southern Illinois, Indiana, in northeastern Texas. Um, Potential life-threatening, devastating, catastrophic flash flooding in this high risk and potentially in the moderate. The slight and marginal risk here, just more isolated cases of flash flooding possible. But we have seen southern West Virginia into the coal fields of Kentucky. Um, we can see flash flood warnings right here, um, and then across southern West Virginia, southwestern West Virginia. This is from last night's convection, and we have more sort of rolling in the north regions here. Again, through Kentucky here, central Kentucky, western Kentucky. Flash flood warnings still out, and more than likely these will continue to be issued in the next few days. Here's our day two outlook, and again, that high risk over the same areas. The moderate risk is further east and further north, including Cincinnati, Evansville, Indiana, Paducah in that high risk, Little Rock in the high risk, Memphis in the high risk, Nashville looks like to be in that moderate risk. Maybe, yeah, it looks like to be in that moderate risk. The slight risk, Charleston, West Virginia, Huntington, West Virginia, Wheeling, Columbus, Indianapolis. So it's um, after so many days of having a slight risk of excessive rainfall, it could add up. It could add up in several regions across central Kentucky, especially in southern Indiana, could see some significant rainfall in the next several days. Or day three, that sort of gets pushed southeastward. Only a slight risk, but again, Coalfield, southern West Virginia, that marginal sort of risk. Um, Gotta be on the lookout for flash flooding, but be paying attention to those warnings. Here's the current radar, and we can see this axis of moisture here being lifted northwards as that warm front is pushing northward. Um, that warm front, as I just mentioned here, it's in the central Arkansas region, but if we can move it here and go to current observations, we can see this sort of warm front kind of lingering across Appalachian Mountains, southern West Virginia, and into the the Appalachian region of Virginia here, and it has slowly been moving northward here. I believe it looks to be slightly more stationary across this region, but it's lifting relatively well across mid Arkansas through central Tennessee, pushing this convection northward. Um, as we can see here, some, some cells, some convective showers and thunderstorms look to be sort of popping up across your western Tennessee, central, southern Kentucky regions. This will begin to fill in and move northeastward. Again, just reinforcing that flash flooding risk across Kentucky, central Kentucky, eastern Kentucky, and western as well. So this is what the radar could look like throughout the day. This is the 15Z HRRR. This is 1 p.m. Nothing much. 2 p.m. It aligns pretty well with the random convection we're seeing across the southern Kentucky and western Tennessee. So we move on throughout the evening. This sort of random convection will move into central Kentucky and to northern as well. Um, but not much in terms of precipitation with this model around here. Let's check the 12Z here, the 48-hour run, the latest 48-hour run. Um, Definitely more convection on this run. Possibly some heavy showers, thunderstorms. Western West Virginia, southern Ohio, all of Kentucky. Um, we can see that main line go through here, and then sort of we can see these storms sort of just train. Um, this is Saturday morning here, and then we can see these storms and heavy rain just kind of train through Sunday morning. So there's going to be a good 12 to 18-hour period of a good chance of moderate to heavy rains, sort of reinforcing this idea of the slight risk across southern Ohio and then western West Virginia. Let's check another model run here. Let's check the RRFS, check the O6C. This is a little convective, has some bias with the convective updraft helicities and just how it looks on the model run. But we can see by this afternoon, 1 o'clock, it's a little later on the convection sort of popping up. But any of those cells and showers will be very heavy as the dew point change. Um, Actually, let me see if I can't get the. This is what I meant to bring up here, but I did not mean to do the PDF here. But we can see our dew points in the low 60s, high 50s, especially as this warm front begins to move. As it begins to move northward here, and actually, yeah, this warm. We can see a bit of some warm air advection in southern West Virginia taking place, but low 60s to mid 60 dew points really across this entire region here. Coal fields of southwestern West Virginia, and that's going to allow our precipitable water to be pretty high. And I can show you. Let's do the 16Z here. Let's do sort of late this afternoon. And our precipitable water here is 1.39. That's pretty high. That's pretty high, and any sort of thunderstorm and heavy shower will really put down a quite a bit of rain at a fast rate. So it's important to just stay aware of the warnings. I do want to kind of show you guys why. Um, Show you guys sort of why. Maybe it'd probably be better to do it on here. But I'm going to show you guys why this is sort of stationary at the moment, and it's because of this high pressure out in our Atlantic. It's bringing our winds clockwise, so it's setting up this sort of gradient here with our low pressure, and it has nowhere else to go but above this high pressure. So that's why these storms and these complexes um, are riding northeastward, then sort of eastward as it gets sort of into Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York. Most of the showers will be moving due east, but that's why it's kind of sort of riding northeast, and that's why there's an axis of potential heavy rain across there. This high pressure is guiding this rain to just train over the same locations. Um, but until this high pressure gets kicked out by this um, trough right through here in our western short part of our country, it's just going to continue to rain in the same areas, same locations. Hence why we have our high risk central Arkansas, southern Missouri, and also central Arkansas, southern Missouri, and then farther eastward into western Tennessee and Kentucky. So the next few days, just stay aware of the flash flood warnings if you do happen to get one. Our severe risk the next several days really going to be it's really just going to be some isolated wind and hail. As we see, this is our risk today, marginal across much of the Ohio Valley, and then our hail risk and our wind risk 5%, very low. If we go to our day two, again, that slight risk sort of moves up northeastward into our southern Ohio Valley region, central Ohio Valley region. central Kentucky, but our marginal stays from Charleston westward, Charleston northward. Um, we can see an isolated spin up, especially I think across central Kentucky, central southern Ohio, excuse me, and then our wind risk again southern Ohio, kind of southwestward, main risk there, and hail as well. So tomorrow seems to be the better day for severe weather, especially Huntington, West Virginia, Parkersburg, West Virginia, westward. So be weather aware with any warnings, severe warnings, especially flash flood warnings. And until then, talk to you guys later.